Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi, I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and all our viewers at Real Talk Corner. This is Real Talk Corner, and it's where conversation sparks change and every voice matters. All right, I'm your host, Dr. Esther Cruickshank, and tonight my co-host may not be on with us at all, but let me take this opportunity to wish all our viewers and everyone a very prosperous 2026, a healthy, prosperous 2026, a good 2026, one with life, one with success, one that as you renew your mind, things is going to work in your favor. And of course, let me say a prosperous 2026 to our producers and everybody that plays a part in Real Talk Corner. We have had a challenging year last year, and it's not without challenge. You know, life is never without challenge. But this show is called Real Talk Corner for a purpose. Started years ago and has been, at different levels doing different things, and now it appears that it is more political than, should I say, real, not real, but more political than purpose. We normally would discuss purpose, we would discuss health, we would discuss a number of things. And this year, we're going to be doing a lot of things differently. We're going to see some changes as we go along. And yes, we are upgrading. We are still in the process of upgrading because, it costs a lot. But we are enjoying ourselves as we do it. And I'm missing my co host already. But, this was kind of a short notice because it was supposed to be Tuesday and then certain things happened, but we are here tonight. I'm here with you all of my fans, all of my people who I have met over the holidays. I want to shout out, don't tell me I forget his name. Someone I met in Tobago at Chef Barbecue in Scarborough, yes, and I want to shout him out. Oh my God, I think it's Nicholas is his name. Is it Nicholas? Nicholas, if that is not your name, you are someone who views the program, please forgive me. But I can't find the document that I wrote it on. But he is one of the salesperson there. And, I was surprised that even in Tobago, people are tuning in to Real Talk Corner. So I am really happy to be alive, to be breathing the breath of God in my lungs still. There are so many people who have not been able to see 2026. Some cross over to 2026 but didn't make it to this day. So I am ecstatic that, I'm alive and well. I'm thankful to God. For all of you who are still in the land of the living, I want to shout out my apostle, one of my apostle colleagues, Apostle Armstrong. I want to shout out my pastors. I want to shout out everybody who view this program and knows me and know me well. All of you who meets me in the supermarkets, in the store, wherever, and you greet me and say that you're looking at the show. I am thankful. I want to say thank you. I want to shout out a special person. She is abroad, America, Denise. I know she looks on from time to time. Denise, Happy New Year. I didn't get the opportunity to send you anything, I think, because there has been so many people. Oh my God, there are still people that I have to send greetings and wish them, all the best for 2026. I want to shout out my family, my uncles and my aunts, those of you who look on, those of my colleagues who looked on. I don't really have friends, so I can't say I have friends to shout out, but I have colleagues, all right? So those of you who view the show and have placed comments and stuff, I want to say thank you so very much. Please continue to do it. Continue to share the live. There's going to be some changes. Instead of 3 days per week, we're going to just be 1 day per week. But we're surely going to be on, was it YouTube, TikTok? Yeah, there are going to be some short reels, as the case may be. So you would still get some information as we get it. I want to shout out our Prime Minister, who sometimes, from time to time, I understand, looks at the program. So happy 2026, successful 2026 to all our government ministers, the prime ministers. And I know that you are doing an excellent job. Some people may not think so, but later on, they're going to really appreciate what has been done and is continuing to be done in our country. Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, you all need to understand what is taking place here. All right? You all need to understand what is taking place. And I want to just encourage all of us to be steadfast, unmovable, be strong, do not give up. Put your trust in God, not in man, not in any man. I don't care who they are, not even our prime minister. We love her and we will continue to support her, but our trust is in God first. And you know, she is one who always say, put God in front and walk behind. So after God, then we can trust our prime minister and other ministers who are working along with her, who are not trying to sabotage or undermine her, but is working with her. And all the public servants and those who are working with the government, the party that is in power now, I am saying hats off to you and we wish you all the best. And those of you who are the PNM, I can't say what I want to say, but those of you who support the PNM and trying to upset, unstabilize, destabilize the country, destabilize what is taking place, because a lot of you have talked a lot of crap, and those of you who are being deceitful and undermining the work of this government, I'm telling you all, it's either you all buck up or decide it, you know, within yourself and go, because we are not here to go anywhere. We're going to stay here with our prime minister and we're going to make the changes that is necessary to allow this country not to be a lawless country, because whether people like it or not, we are a lawless people. Lawless dump of people. Yes, we are. We don't want to acknowledge it. We want to say what we want to say. And let me say something to the opposition. You all are the people who have allowed this country to become what it is now. The lawlessness starts with you all. That is why you all can complain and talk about the things that you are talking, the nonsense you are talking. Everything that this government does, you all have a problem with it. You know why? You all are lawless and you don't have the best interest of the people, the citizens of this country at hand. If you do, you would support what this government is doing. You would support our prime minister, but you cannot do it. You just can't do it because you all are the top of lawlessness. Yes, they are the top of lawlessness. They encourage it. They probably sleep it. They probably eat it. They drink it and they live it. You all are the most lawless set of people that have ever ruled, governed this country, Trinidad and Tobago. This is why Penny could stand up and talk the nonsense that she has been talking. This is why the rest of them can come together with her. But PNM, I call you all the propaganda national party. You all are full of it. But I have good news for you all. You can't stop a good man. You can't stop good things from happening. You cannot stop our prime minister. She has a heart of gold, a heart after God, to ensure that the citizens of this country benefit, especially the lawful citizens. And you know what? Those of you who are operating in lawlessness, you will catch it. You will catch it. You understand? You will catch it and come on board, because lawlessness is not going to put any one of you anywhere. It's not going to put any one of you anywhere. Let's start with the Venezuela situation. You listen, the opposition has been saying the worst. They try to make it look as though the prime minister and her government is doing too much, is doing too much, is doing the worst. She doesn't care about this country. She is going against the Venezuelans and it was all kind of noise. You all remember the noise that was being made? They talk about war. They talk about down to Maduro. They were saying all kind of stuff. But you know what? It was only being said on social media, on whatever media, but there were never any confirmation or approval government to government, Trinidad government and Venezuela government. When they realized we wasn't taking them on, when they realized our prime minister wasn't taking them on, then they started to talk about America. And then they started to talk about our prime minister, our government was encouraging the Americas to come and to do what they're doing to them. And what they will do to us if we allow the Americas to come and do them anything. What happened last weekend? What happened last weekend? We never did anything to the Venezuelan. Our prime minister keeps saying to the nation and to the citizens, there is nothing to be worried about. But you know what? The citizens refused to listen to the prime minister. But they know they were listening to the opposition leader. That person who don't know how to speak the truth together with her team. Do they know how to speak the truth? They are so hurt, and I said it before. The PNM lost the election and they were hurt. They were grieving because they're not in a position to continue their corruption, to continue the things that they were doing to the citizens of this country. That's the whole reason why they lose the election. And for God's sake, they continue to talk and talk. Just imagine Penny talking about the prime minister have to tell the citizens of this country what is going on with Venezuela. Listen, she's the prime minister of Trinidad and Tobago. She already said her concern is about protecting the citizens of this beautiful country. Her position was that she is here to protect us, and she will do anything she have to do, even giving her life for the citizens of this country. What more anybody wanted? The woman said she's going to give her life for the citizens of this country. What more they wanted? But Penny and her clowns together with her, all they were doing is trying to what they call it, destabilize Trinidad and Tobago. They were hoping for that to happen. They wanted to see the people of Trinidad and Tobago start a riot, but it couldn't happen. One, God is in control. You know why? Our prime minister always said, put God in front and walk behind. And as long as she continued to do that, anybody could say what they want. All those religious clowns who believe that our prime minister, the UNC, is a cult, try PNM. They're more cult than anybody else. Our party, our government is not cultish. They are concerned about what is taking place in our country. They are working hard. You all can see how our ministers, the 90% of our ministers, how hard they work. You all can see how our prime minister don't even have time for herself. All she's doing is seeking the interests of Trinidad and Tobago to get our economy back in order. Anytime Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, our honorable prime minister, is in power, is in the parliament as the prime minister, this country does start to move smoothly. Remember in 2010 when she got it? What happened? They had nothing, no money in the treasury, just like now. And now it is worse. It is much worse than it was in 2010. This woman who has all the brains, I don't care what nobody say. All you can say is singing for my supper and I'm singing for my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yes, I'm doing all of that. But I'm doing all of that to tell you all that it have no other woman, prime minister, in this hemisphere, in Trinidad and Tobago, no other person that is bright, as intelligent, and know how to make it happen as the Honorable Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar. And I ain't saying this to make nobody feel good or to get no kudos from nobody. That is the fact. And she is the only one that can turn this economy around. It is in a bad state, a total bad state. And citizens of this country, even those of you who support the propaganda national movement, you all need to stop, take a deep breath, breathe out, and listen. Because apparently, those clowns in the opposition don't know what it is to shut up, sit down, listen, and learn. They don't know what that is all about. So I'm saying to the citizens, I don't want you to shut up. I want you to pay attention, listen, learn, and see for yourself. And then you can make whatever judgment. Now we have a situation with the traffic, the road traffic fines. And I know that is the big thing in the air right now. And some people is saying, better they had done this and done that, and she come to put more pressure on us. A lot of things is being said. And I know there is some uncomfortableness. You know why? Only are custom breaking the law. We are custom breaking the law. I used to drive more than 100 kilometers per hour. I used to. But as January the 5th, and I came back in this country January the 5th, listen to me. All I doing is watching my needle. It must not cross 95. Why? Because laws is being implemented. But yes, sometimes I hustling and I pass 100 and the road sometimes is clear. So you take advantage of the situation. It's not that I'm accustomed being a lawless citizen, but I was breaking the law. So I fell under the category of being a lawless citizen because I broke the law, whether it's 1 time, 2 times, whatever it was, I was breaking the law. This time where all these fines, hello, it's not $1,000, it's not 500. When you think about speeding, going 120, 130 and have to pay 4,000 and more, hello, you're not going to do that. And clearly when that happens, it means that we all are going to be driving at a speed. In case of any emergency, we will be able to control our vehicles and it will save lives. It is going to save accidents. But no, we have the opposition who talk in a pack of filth and wants to encourage the lawlessness. If your mirror is broken, how could you see properly? It is a risk. People are losing their lives, and we have to acknowledge that we have been acting lawlessly and change our mindset, change our ways, and do what is right. And that is why these fines were put in place for those of us who are lawless. And even if you're a lawful citizen, you normally will adhere to the laws, but sometimes you break it. It will pull you back so that you wouldn't break it. Trinidad and Tobago, I am saying the citizens all last year, December, November, you were seeing the most reckless set of driving on the road. Sometimes I used to say, but what is happening with these people? Some people carrying on, they're not even concerned that they are senior citizens and they're diving in and out. That could traumatize senior citizens and cause them to run off the road. Not everybody reflexes is as good as others. Some of you younger people, you drive like you're going insane and not considering that is not your alone driving. A lot of you need to go and do what they call it, defensive, oh my God, I think it's defense driving. Because you will understand that you're not driving for yourself. You're not driving for people like yourself who reflexes is good and on point. There are people who cannot afford to travel or they have nobody to take them. So they take up their cars. It's not that they can't drive. It's not that they can't see, but they will not be speeding like you all. And their reflexes is not as great, as strong as yours. And also when you pass bush in front of them, you could cause them to get a little bit, nervous. So what is taking place in our country is to curb all of that. But you know what? Who started the opposition? I tell you, the opposition, all of them are a bunch of lawless people. That is why we had so much chaos in this country. That is why the monies were missing. That is why they wanted to bring the auditor before court and taught. It's all kind of thing because they're lawless. They don't like to hear the truth. But the truth is they are a bunch of lawless people. The PNM, Lord Jesus, is a bunch of law. They have taken this country where it is today. And our Prime Minister is trying to bring back some sanity in this country. She's trying to bring back the law. When she talk about we are lawless dumb, they get mad. You know why they get mad? That is who they are. Because if that wasn't so, it wasn't going to bother them. But because that is the truth, it resonates in their spirit that they are a bunch of lawless people. Most of Trinidadians are very lawless. But when they go to another country, they can't do that. They drive within the speed limit. They do what is right. Yes, some of the things seems to be, the fines seem to be stiff, but if it is not stiff, you all wouldn't change. Trust me. If it was added by just a $200 or $300, all they wasn't going to care. Man, I hear people say it, I go pay the fine because it's okay. But because it is so stiff and hard, I hear people put down their cars because it is not road safe and they're traveling. That's what has to happen. Get it in your system. You must not break the law. Fix your vehicles. If it is not fixed, put it on a record and carry it to fix it. There is no empathy by me for things like that. If you cannot drive a car that is road worthy, leave it at home. Fix it piece by piece. Travel. Some people, they have no money, but you have to put gas. You have no money, but when you get in an accident, what is going to be your predicament? You tell me. You're driving without insurance. Come on, that's lawlessness. You hit my vehicle and then you have no insurance. What is going to be the position? You're driving without a driver's permit. You have to go and get your driver's permit to be able to drive on the nation's road. So don't complain. Don't complain. Suck it up. Do what is right. Do what is right so that people's life is going to be saved on the roadways. And I stand with my Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and her ministers, the Minister of Transport, for implementing the laws and stepping up with the fines. And those of you who want to talk about those hypocrites who want to talk about it came like a thief in the night for Christmas, and what after the public servants or whoever get the 10%, they want to take it back. No, they don't want to take it back. If you all do what is right, if you have road-worthy vehicles on the road, if you're driving within the speed limit, the government is not going to get no money from it. So it is not about getting money. The government don't want to punish you or put this fine on you to get money to run this country. How much of that money could run this country? It can't. What they want is lives to be saved. They don't want the emergencies on the road. Every time there is an accident, people are losing their lives. And it's only those of you who have lost a loved one could understand what is being done and would appreciate what is being done. But if you never lost a loved one in accident or lost more than one, it doesn't matter to you, right? You would continue to drive. I pass on the highways, wreckage and big, long traffic. And as you pass it and you realize whatever, whoosh, they're going again. They're not even feeling any sense of, oh God, let me relax. Let me take down the speed. They're going again. So this is why this has to happen. Don't blame the Prime Minister and the Minister of Works and others. Blame yourself. Why all of you running now to get insurance and running to get your driver's license and permits and so on? Why are you doing it now? And you know it was wrong? And you know you were breaking the law? You were thieving a chance? Well, thieving chance days has gone, has ended. Do what is right. Stop complaining and do not listen to propaganda national movement leaders. Don't listen to them. They would lead you all down the wrong path. They will send you down to hell. They will cause your life to be miserable, just like they were, instigating all this thing with Venezuela. And what will happen? And the Prime Minister have to answer to the citizens. She has been answering to them. And this is what she came up with. The fines so that we can be safe. That is what she came up with. They're not talking about all the other things that has been done. All the good things that has been done in this country since our government and the Prime Minister and her team has been in power. All the things that has been done. You never hear them talk good. They have no good to talk. All they're talking about is the lawlessness with the breaking of the law. They vex. Because they are the ones who implement the lawlessness. They started it. They started it. And of course now, because she is such a caring person, a caring woman, a caring mother, a caring sister, she listened to the cries of the citizens. And here it has. because of her care and love and compassion for the citizens, she listened to the cry. And hear what? Government to give drivers a 3 to 7 day grace period to repair vehicles before fines apply. They have here Kamala, but I am going to say our Honorable Prime Minister once again proves she listens and leads with compassion. She listened. You think if this was the former prime ministers, the two former prime ministers, you think they were going to give a damn about what you all saying? You think they were going to go back and change and give you all time now to go and fix your light bulb and fix your windscreen and do all of that? You think that? No. They would have let you go down that road, take jamming, take the wood, take the strap, belt on all your tail. They wasn't going to give nothing. But she, a woman of compassion, a woman with love and care for the citizen, after she heard the cries of the people, she said, you know what? Let's give them a little time to make changes. All right? So don't be mad. Citizens, all you know very well, deep down inside, all you know, what the Prime Minister is doing is going to augur well for this country in the future. It's going to augur well. Here you have no VAT on goods. And we were paying VAT on goods all the time. No tax on pensions. Those of you who are retiring, I've heard of people, you work so hard and now you retire and you're getting your pension and it is being taxed 25% of your pension. That has gone. After your work, she considered that she's not taxing people's pension. Cheaper vehicles, no VAT on farm supplies, no $1,000 fees, cheaper vehicles, cheaper building materials, no property tax. Hey, all you had to be a bunch, not only lawless, but ungrateful citizens. After all this, our Prime Minister and her team has put together to help those of you who are less fortunate. This is what you all are still complaining. Stop complaining. You all need to stop complaining. You all need to stand and work with the government. Excuse me. Because you know why? She is working on our behalf. Don't be angry and don't listen to the PNM who will take you all nowhere. Remember what took place before April the 28th, 2025? Excuse me. What pressure we were under. All right? All of us. Pressure like we never see it before. From our mother's womb, we have never felt pressure like we felt it for the last decade. Nothing was working on our behalf. It's only the elites, the 1%, and those who were up there were benefiting from the government, from the public purse. Not the government, but the public purse. They were benefiting. Only them. We wasn't benefiting. This is why we voted them out. So please, don't complain. Remember when PNM came into power in 2015? What we were told to eat? Provision. Get ready. To eat provision and what? Oil. We couldn't even buy fish. You couldn't even get saltfish with it. Then we heard that you had to forsake the macaroni pie and the kallal. What you were supposed to eat as a child? Rice with butter. Then we heard that you were supposed to go look for a coal pot or light a fireside. Go back to coal pot, forget nice stove and, go back and get smoke up in your face and smell like soot. Go get bicycle and ride, not vehicles. Take them vehicles and carry it back to the company, sell it, and get a bicycle. You all forgot that? That is what the former government wanted for us. And be lawless, get sick, let your pressure go up, get diabetes. How much medication they found, store away, how much millions of medication, and people couldn't get medication when they went to the hospital, any of the public pharmacy. You had to find hundreds of dollars to buy medication. All you forget those things? How could you even think in your thoughts to say that my Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and her government is evil or wicked? or is not seeking our interests. And you're sorry you vote for UNC. Well, if you're sorry now, it's better to be sorry now and be happy later on. When CPEP was shut down because of all the fraudulent activities, everybody get mad. But the same thing was done before, and worse, you all still had time. You knew that a new government is in place. The normal procedure is the new government is coming in with their agenda, with their principles and morals and values and all of that. But no, you all was waiting on Penny and her team, Penny and her thieves, all right, to surround and pray in Port of Spain in front of the Red House. Pray as though this government is doing so much wrong, and they are the ones who thief the money. Who thief the money from the public purse? Who just did it? We wasn't getting it. We wasn't getting anything. You were suffering. You had loved ones and they couldn't get nothing. They had to die. You all remember? You forgot COVID. You all forget 2020 and 2021 and 2022, what they put us through? Were they seeking our interests? Did they care anything about us? Did they have a voice on behalf of the less fortunate? Were they looking out for us? All of a sudden, as they lost, they started to look out for the less fortunate. They started to, get the vibes to ensure that the less fortunate is being taken care of, to ensure that the Prime Minister seek the interests of the less fortunate. What hypocrisy we had from these people, and still do. And they wouldn't stop. They will not stop. Here what I'm telling you, they're going to get worse and worse. And if you all are blind and if you all are stupid, then continue to listen to them. I know some people don't like how I speak, but I am not speaking a lie. I'm telling you all the truth. I am telling you all the truth. The things that the PNM has done to the citizens of this country who are middle class and less fortunate is unconceivable. It's unconceivable. And those of you who want to talk and grumble and complain, you're just ungrateful. Wait, have patience, take your time. Everything is going to happen. Stop being lawless. Because if you're not lawless and you know your car is not road safety, pack it up and travel. Travel to work, travel to God. That's how we used to do it before. If you don't have a road safety vehicle, one that is not going to cause accident, one that doesn't have defects, then you go on the road. If you have one. If you doesn't have one, park it up on the road. Don't complain when you get a ticket for 4,500 or 19,000 or 25,000. That's your fault. That is for you to check yourself. Check yourself. Stop breaking the law and stop listening to all those clowns who coming out and talking a set of nonsense. Yeah? Because we want a safe city. We want a safe nation. We want a safe community. And it's going to happen with crime too just now. You all have to renew your mindset. That lawless mindset, it has to be renewed. Throw the old mindset away and let us come together having a lawful mindset. Let me tell you this. In the old time, God himself used to destroy nations because of lawlessness. When they break the laws, he would destroy them. You all remember when Moses had to beg him. He said, move, Moses. Let me kill all of them. Well, our prime minister want to kill us. She want to save us. He said, move, because they're disobedient. They don't want to follow my laws. Move, let me kill them. And Moses said, God, Father, how will it look to the others if you kill all of us? They would say, look, he take all you out from Pharaoh's hand to kill all you. Our prime minister don't want to kill us. She want to save us. She want to empower us. She want us to do it with the right mindset. She wants our children that is coming up to be able to come up with that mindset of lawfulness, not breaking the laws. So teach your children, if your car not working properly, pack it up. If it doesn't have the necessary things that it's supposed to have to be on the nation roads, pack it up. Don't go on the road with defective vehicles. If I go on the road with a defective vehicle, I go get it too. And I would have to pay the fine. So let's change our mindset. Let's do what is right so that we will not be in a position where we have to pay what we don't have. If you know you don't, you see, you all heard about it, right? The opposition want all you to believe it came as a thief in the night. No, we heard about it. People were fixing their cars who are law-abiding citizens. They were fixing their vehicles because they knew it was going to start. All right? But those of us, we saw a custom breaking the law. And we have a cousin who is a police officer. So I go call them and tell them, fix that for me now. I get a ticket for so-and-so. God help me out now. And yes, they too go and they break the law. Because they go, you heard what the Minister of Work said, producer? He said that there were people who paid a certain amount of fine. He was talking about the demerit points, right? Play the part with the demerit points for me. Because it's as though something now happened. Some of them, they call the 1% call who they're controlling. Listen to me. Play the one with the merit points so that we could let them hear it for themselves because they don't believe it. We are a bunch of lawless people and that must change. And the only way that will change is this has to continue. It must continue until all you get it right. And when all you get it right, we would be free. All who talking about the government want to make money on it. No, it's not about making money on us. Their intent is not to punish us. That's how some of you all feel. And because of your situation and because you're accustomed breaking the law, you feel it's a punishment from the government. But no, it's not. She wants us to be lawful. Whatever we're doing must be in the realm of lawfulness. Because if we continue that way, we're going to destroy ourselves. We will destroy people's family. Because every week we used to have some kind of accident that was taking people's life. In some cases, both 2 and 3 persons out of a family were losing their life because of reckless driving, speeding, bad tires, the vehicle not working properly, but you're driving hard. She wants to save us from ourselves. Some of us needs to be saved from ourselves. So let us focus. I think producer have the clip now. So let's listen what was being said.
The demerit points came into effect in May of 2025. Sorry, May, my apologies, 2020. 2021, 2022, 2023, road fatalities increased. And 2024, it went up by 22%. The demerit point system did not work. It penalized some and did not others. There were persons with 12, 14, and 15 demerit points being disqualified, and some with over 150 and 200 that were not disqualified. It was a very unfair system, and this government had to act and address it. Hence why we removed the demerit points from 69 of the violations in the 9th schedule. However, it remains on the criminal offenses.
You've heard it. You've heard it. There were some 14, 15, 16, 17, they were disqualified. And there were some with 150 and 200 demerit points. They was not disqualified. You know what? Those were the ones who had the money. Those were the ones who had family and friends in the service. And hello, they had all this amount of points and they were able to continue driving. You heard our Prime Minister. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're rich, you're poor, you have family there, do the right thing. And I stand with our Prime Minister. Do the right thing. It doesn't matter who you are. And if she catch them, trust the fact that she's going to deal with it. She's going to deal with it. So this has been going on, this lawlessness has been going on for a decade. And everybody get accustomed to it. It has become a part of people now. As you get lawlessness become the norm. So there is nothing for you to worry. That's the norm to break the law. So it is difficult. So there must be a renewing of the mind. There must be a turning around. There must be an acceptance that, listen, I have been breaking the law and I really need to change. Thank you, Prime Minister. Because this is what you all are accustomed doing. And it's going to be difficult to adjust at the beginning. But trust me, as you start doing the right thing, I saw the lines of vehicles licensing San Fernando. Oh my God. The lines of vehicles, everybody. Why we wasn't seeing that all the time? Because it was okay to break the law. And I'm saying it is not okay to break the law. So those of us, including myself, I have no problem with my vehicle. But I used to take the chance and drive a little hard sometimes. You hear me? You used to say, well, you know, the road looking clear, but you never could tell. I will not be breaking that law anymore. That speeding law, it ain't going to be broken by me, whether there's police or licensing officers or not. I will not be breaking the law. Let's take a break. We're going to be right back.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi. I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi. I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi. I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and across the globe. Welcome to Real Talk Corner. Hadassa, how are you?
Hi. I am fine, thank you. How are you, Esther?
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. And you know, I was just thinking, when a parent love a child, even the Bible said, God chastised those who he loves. And when a parent, if a parent really love a child, any parent who say, I'm not going to beat, discipline my child, not beat, I don't want to use the word beat, but discipline my child by correction with a rod or whatever the case may be. They're not doing that because my mother did that or my parents did that, and I'm not doing that to my child. You don't love your child. You don't love your children if you're saying that. And our Prime Minister is trying to discipline us because she loves us. The woman always said, you would have had prime ministers before me and you would have after me, but you'll never get a prime minister like me who loves you the way I love you. She loves us. This is why she is giving us, she's disciplining us now so that we can change our mindset, so we can walk lawfully, so that our loved ones can be saved from being killed on the road and many other things. But you all can't see it now. You know, as a child, when you're being disciplined by your parents, you just feel your parents don't love you, right? And you just feel your parents don't love you, mommy. Mommy cut my tail, daddy cut my tail. But they're doing it, they're talking to you, and they're doing it because they love you and they don't want you to go down that road anymore. Producer, I think there's a good clip, The people of Trinidad and Tobago needs to know that our Prime Minister loves the citizen. Discipline means that you love me, so you discipline me to do the right thing, so that in the future I would not be in any problems. So this is a discipline to bring us back into lawfulness. We're too lawless. So it's not that she want to punish us, or she just want to, make us feel as though we are nobody and all this nonsense I've been saying. Our Prime Minister loves us so much that she wants discipline to be a part of our lifestyle, so that we would walk and do things lawfully, so that we can teach our children to do things that is within law, so that they wouldn't have to go to jail. They wouldn't have to make a night in a cell. That is what it is all about. Our Prime Minister disciplining us to bring us back into lawfulness, so that the lawlessness that we have adapted over the decade will no longer be a part of our environment, so we all can live peacefully and happily. Appreciate what our Prime Minister is doing. Appreciate it. It will do us well. Yeah, it is going to do us well. Don't be disgruntled and fighting. You can't fight it because you're lawless. I said before, even God himself disciplined the children of Israel. And sometimes he had to kill out some of them. He allowed the children of Israel to walk around, to walk in the wilderness for 40 years when it should have been 4 days. But you know why? He needed to discipline them. And because they were stiff-necked and hardened, you know what he did? He made them go through that 40 years until they die out. And the younger ones, it was easier now to work along with them and to bring them into lawfulness. The commandments, they were able now to fulfill, to follow the laws of God. Because the old heads, they're gone. The ones who were conformed to lawlessness, like the PNM. Lawlessness, do what they want, put things in place for them only and not for you. They didn't have you to study. The PNM didn't have us to study. They were passing law that was good for them, working for them with their wickedness. They didn't pass no law to help us to achieve, to climb no ladder. Everything was hard and difficult for us. Even the financial institution, they wasn't giving us nothing. All they're doing was fining us and taxing us. Ready to come and take back your vehicle, ready to come and take back your house, your miss. They had no compassion. Look at this. The Prime Minister listened to our cries. And she said, you know what? I think it's a little, let us give them a little leeway to put things together, because she understood that for a decade all they have been lawless. And it ain't so easy to change that. So right now, she is going to give us a little break. Take this in.
In a statement on X, the Prime Minister said she has taken this decision after Transport Minister Eli Zakur and Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander provided information to her showing that a small minority of traffic wardens, licensing officers and TTPS officers have been abusing the ticketing system and terrorizing law-abiding citizens. She said she will not let this wicked behavior continue and must now move to provide protection to law-abiding citizens from delinquent drivers as well as misbehaving law enforcement officers. Among the proposed offences listed in the 9th schedule and the time frame to fix them are: Number 43, unauthorized letters and figures on vehicles, 3 days. Number 44, vehicles without 2 headlamps, 3 days. Number 45, vehicles without park lights, 3 days. And number 46, vehicles without taillights, 3 days. These are just a few of the defects to be taken to Parliament.
You've heard it. And this time I want to say it now, because clearly there are officers who are being presumptuous, wicked and evil, wanting to frustrate the citizens, to make it look as though the UNC government, Kamala, have all your suffering. They were not using discretion. They were not being, there were things that they didn't have to fine people for. They had to use their discretion, but some of them, they support the PNM, they're wicked. You understand? Take that, they're saying, take that. This is what all your government given to you. When they were in authority, to use discretion. If they see a light that is blown, they themselves could knock on the bulb on the light and see that the bulb could come back on, or tell you, listen, go and report to the station. You have 2 days or whatever. They could have implemented something on their duty. They didn't have to do some of the things they did. But there are people, law enforcement officers, some of them, I tell you, they hate the Prime Minister and her government so much. They want the PNM back. Some of them suffering, you know. The PNM didn't do nothing for those officers. What they get was 4%, if they even get that. The Prime Minister in 2010, 2015 made so much adjustment to law enforcement with respect to their family. It didn't have that before. If they lose their life while in service, the family were getting something. Before that, the PNM never think about doing that. Okay? But we're so dumb, some of us. We're so seized in our mind. You understand? That the woman, when I hear some of them, that woman and that woman, who is that woman? She is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, right? Is it because she's an Indian woman? Some of you get on in this ridiculous, disrespectful way. No, but all they used to say that man for Keith Rowley and that man for Stuart Young. All they used to respectfully talk about them. And they are the ones who cause you all to suffer. But here comes someone who, it appears that you're suffering, but you're not, like I said before. You have to be disciplined to be able to come into the fullness of life and enjoy that life. Not breaking the law and putting things in place. I guarantee most of you who are fussing and carrying on, 2 years down the road, you wouldn't be carrying on like that, because you're going to benefit from what our Prime Minister is doing for this country. So much is on the burner. But you have to consider the condition that this government met this country in. And I heard somebody said, Keith Rowley didn't want to win because he knew what he had done. And he knew if he had stayed there, or now so, he probably would have been in America jail. He probably would have been in America joining his colleague in a jail cell. So he didn't want to win? I don't know. But the truth is, they have left this country in the most dilapidated and financial distraught position. But it would only take the Honorable Prime Minister, nobody else, to turn this economy around with her ministers. And you know what will be sad? When 5 years come, that you all go back and bring back the PNM to destroy the country again. Because that is a trend. The PNM take this country down to nothing, and next government is going to come and lift it up, and then all you go back and vote them back in, and then hold all your head and ball. But if you all do that this time, God help us all. If you all do that this time, in 2030, God help us all. But not the 1% and they know, because they are in control. They have all the money. They could burn money, and they don't care about the black people. They don't care about the little Indian and African boys and girls. They don't. They don't even like us. You know what they like us for? To use us, to work hard, like massa time. Work hard, whip your tail. Work hard. They don't have the physical belt whipping you. But that is what they do to us. Right? They have no sympathy. None whatsoever. They'll crush you, and you're just another person that gone. There's no compassion, no feelings like our Prime Minister. So I want to really encourage us to stand strong. I want to encourage us not to break the laws. Stop being lawless. Get your act together. Get your vehicle in order. If it's not in order, pack it up and travel. For those of you, I saw a comment with an autistic child and the mother, this and that. And I sympathize, because I know you have been in the environment of lawlessness. Because if this was in place, you would have had your vehicle properly organized. Even though it's a very situation that is strenuous for you, you would have had to put things in place. So, ma'am, while I sympathize with you, go to your MP in your constituency, because all of our MPs that is under the United National Congress, they have a heart. If you are in a constituency with a PNM MP, well, God help you. Go to one of the UNC MP and tell them about your situation. And I'm certain they're going to try to assist you. I understand that could be very tedious. That could be very, give a feeling of helplessness, because you did say that you cannot take the child to school and she is autistic. And I understand that. But there's some good Samaritan who's going to help you. Okay? That cannot be an excuse for you to use a vehicle that is not roadworthy. Cannot. Understand the challenge and the struggle, but we all can do better. And let us take this time to help one another. If they cannot use their vehicle, they have children to drop to school, they are your neighbors, and you can assist, you have a better vehicle that could go on the road, etc., etc. Take this time to be a good Samaritan. Help them until they can help themselves. Okay? That is what it is all about. So let us not be discouraged. Let us not complain. Let us not throw our hands up in the air. It's going to get better. All of this is to bring betterment. It have to get worse to get better. Why? We were in a bad state. And in order to change that, we couldn't continue to work on top of what is bad. We have to change it by bringing it probably to the worst, which is disciplining ourselves, doing what is right, so that when we rise, we're rising together, we're rising lawfully, we're rising with fruits in our hands and food on our table. May the good Lord bless us all. May the good Lord bless our Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, SCMP. Strengthen her, give her the knowledge and more understanding, even more, to take our country forward. The team that is working with her, that they will understand her and they'll work together with her. And may God bless the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. May He open doors for those of you who feel as though you're behind a closed door and you can't open it. But you got to do something, and that is to trust Him, have faith. It is going to work out for all of us. We are going to get there. We're doing it together. As we rise together, we are doing this together. Not like the PNM used to say, we in this together, because we were never in it together with them. But we are doing it together. We're going to rise together and keep faith, be strong. I love you all. Until next week, God's willing, when we're going to be back here. I think it's going to be on a Tuesday. Stay strong, stay focused. Be safe, people. Love you all. Bye.